Are we live? My computer screen completely froze. I didn't even see the intro at all, but I guess we're live. So we're doing it live here. I had like no intro at all, and it just went to me and Adam on screen here. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I was like out of the room, so I didn't know that we were live either.
Yeah, I didn't even see the intro video, but it says live in the corner, so I guess we're live. Okay, so before we get rolling here, we went 2-0 on Tuesday. Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 1.5 rebounds plus 160, great bet. And then Luka Doncic under 39.5 points and assists. That looked really, really good, and it made me really, really nervous when he hit the and 1-3 because it closed the gap quite a bit there. But he missed the free throw, and then I think he took one more shot and he missed it as well. So we were fine there. Adam goes 2-0. He's now 34-23 on the year. He's up 12.56 units. So you know what to do. Like, subscribe to the show. Keep this show rolling. Keep Adam. We obviously want Adam coming back and giving us as many picks as possible because, like I said, you're up 12.56 units. So make sure to like and subscribe to the show here. Adam is from EV Analytics, and he's using prop projections that they make. They're fantastic. You should look at them every single day. They're on our covers website. Just go to sports NBA prop projections, and then you'll see all the projections there. I'm just kind of here to kind of put a little more context to those numbers and actually like physically apply them to bets tonight. So that's one thing. Next, if you let us know where you're watching the show from, very important to me. We've got some cool ones. I know we keep getting Anchorage, Alaska. I actually have 2 friends going to Anchorage, Alaska this weekend or next week, which is crazy. I was telling them last night, I'm like, we have someone who watches the show there every time. So let me know if you're watching today, where you're watching from. If you're new to the release procedure, we'll tell you the game, which is less exciting now that we're in the Western Conference Finals, more exciting than the regular season. Obviously, it's Timberwolves Mavericks. We'll tell you the prop market we're betting on. We'll tell you the team, the player, and then Adam will kind of break down the bet for us. We are at 2 different sports books today. So before we get rolling, actually, we'll just get rolling here. Let's do it. We'll go to the very first bet is Bet365 we're going to. And the game is obviously Timberwolves Mavericks. And then the market we're looking for is rebounds. And then the player we're looking for is Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And we're doing it again. Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 1.5 rebounds plus 160 at Bet365. So once again, that's Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 1.5 rebounds plus 160 at Bet365. My favorite part about this bet is that we made producer Dell spell his name again on the bottom screen because he's talking about it last time. Adam, break this one down for us.
Yeah, so same bet we had the other day. We got lucky on it. He didn't play the minutes that we were expecting, but we still got there. But I think that's part of the reason that it still looks good at this price. We have him projected for 16 minutes today. We had an 18-minute projection the other day. So that did come down based on the fact that he played about 13 minutes last game. We saw increased minutes for Kyle Anderson, which wasn't surprising. But we didn't get the increased minutes that we were expecting or hoping for Alexander Walker. Still no guarantee that he doesn't get them this game. Rudy Gobert played 39 minutes last game. Cat fouled out in 30. There's still the potential for, Gobert to play 28, 29 minutes like we've seen in other games, whether that's foul trouble or losing some minutes because of how the game is going. And if that were to happen, you are most likely getting additional minutes for Alexander Walker. Also, if Slow-Mo were to get in foul trouble or something, Alexander Walker is probably the next guy up as an attempt to defend the perimeter. So there are ways for him to get more minutes. I don't think he's like just locked in to 13 minutes now because they won a game where he played 13 minutes. I am less confident in his minutes now than I was last game, just because we saw the adjustments that they went to. We saw how they played the game that they won, and it didn't really involve him. But at plus 160 over 1.5, like we saw last game, you can get there just by playing 12 minutes because it's not like it's a lot of rebounds to get. And if he does play, the 16 minutes we have projected, or if he gets up to the 18 or 20 you've seen in previous games, then it looks like a really, really good spot.
Yeah, it creates an interesting scenario, like you said, where usually when a guy goes over, especially at a big plus money price in a game that's getting so much trading attention at this point in the NBA playoffs, you would not expect this to come back plus 160, which is the same number you bet last game. When he goes over, you'd expect that obviously an adjustment. But like you said, because the minutes, we kind of got it with the minutes down, you're able to run this back again. And like that game kind of looked like, I think you said, like, it kind of looked like his floor to me. That was like where his minutes will be. I don't think was it 14? I don't think 14, you're just like, 14 again. I do think he's closer to like a 20-minute guy. So it does create it just opens a door to running it back. Like you got the same price again.
Yeah, and I'm with you too. As far as I think you could more or less call that his playing time floor, because and we talked about the same thing the other day. Like his minutes are volatile.
Yeah.
That doesn't change. We just happened to see, 2 games ago we got the upper end where I think he played like 22 minutes or something. Last game we got probably the lower end at 13 or so. So I don't think that a whole lot changes as far as the way you view him. It's just he's going to play somewhere in that range, but at plus 160, it projects as a profitable bet.
Yeah, the good thing for him too, because he's been struggling with his shot like really bad. He banged 2 threes last game, so that kind of also gives, I'm sure, the coaching staff some form of like a little more confidence of we can throw him in the game and if he can make shots. I know he missed a couple as well, but at least there's the shot kind of looks half alive type thing. So that's something that could also kind of like push him back into the game. And before we go to the next bet, I kind of want to give a shout out to Bet365 and BetMGM here, who have like consistently throughout these NBA playoffs traded numbers for all these subs. And it's not really something you've seen from all the sports books and stuff. So this one's only at 365 and BetMGM. So he's plus 160 at 365, plus 155 at BetMGM. I don't even think he's on the board at most other sports books, but those are the 2 shops that they've throughout the last couple rounds or the last 2 rounds, whatever, the whole NBA playoffs. They've like, when I go looking for sub like lower end players on the minute scale to like bet on, they consistently have these bets. So I'm just want to give them a little shout out there for that. We're staying at Bet365 for release number 2, and we are looking for the assist market. And the player we're looking for is Jaden McDaniels. And the numbers there, which is good. This might be a first. It might be a first 2 over bets. We're going Jaden McDaniels over 1.5 assists plus 160 at Bet365. So another plus 160, 2 big plus money prices here you're going after, and overs. I don't think you're not usually a big over guy. So again, it's Jaden McDaniels over 1.5 assists plus 160. Adam, you want to break this one down?
Yeah, and this one is kind of similar, I guess, to the Alexander Walker one in that, obviously it's a low line. You expect McDaniels to play a lot of minutes, played 39 minutes last game. He's averaged 36.7 for the series. He's clearly not a playmaker, but overall in this series, he's averaged 3.8 potential assists per game, 1.3 assists per game in those about 37 minutes per game. You certainly wouldn't be surprising to see him play a little bit more than his series average, given where the series is at right now and his overall role defensively for this team. So, you're not looking at him saying, oh, I think he's going to like take on a bigger playmaking role or anything like that. It's just simply this guy is going to be on the floor a lot. We're getting a solid number at plus money that he just happens to make more than one, get more than 1 assist.
Yeah. I bet this last game, Jaden McDaniels, it was plus 140. And I was right. I bet this plus 160 as well. Actually, I got plus 155. So you're beating me here by 5 cents. But I was ready to bet again. So like you look at last game, he had 0 assists, 0 potential assists. And you're like, that is not what I want to see when I'm betting it over. But like when you watch the game and you put on film and stuff, there was one drive on the baseline where he was driving baseline and he dumped it to Rudy Gobert and he dunked it. And then they called him for stepping out of bounds on the pass. McDaniels, there was another one on a 3-on-1 fast break he was bringing up. He gave to Edwards. Edwards kind of messed up his footwork on a decel move and didn't get the layup type thing. It should have been an easy layup for an assist on a 3-on-1 fast break once again. And there's also multiple times he kind of, he caught on. He's obviously a guy who stands in the corner a lot for 3-point shots. There's a couple times he got on the corner and he like made a move and he kind of got in the lane, and instead of dumping it for an assist, again, it could be a very easy assist at the rim, he just popped the mid-range jumper, and there's nothing to say that doesn't become a pass tonight type thing. So to me, it's like 0 potential assists, but when you watch him play, and like you said, his minutes are extremely secure. Like you are going to see his minutes because of his defensive presence, and you just put someone on the floor like that, 1.5 assists plus 160. I also refuse. We haven't seen it, so I don't know if this is even angle we can play. I just refuse to believe they're just gonna let Doncic stand in the corner on McDaniels all the time. They keep doing it. They're not going at him. They're letting him rest on defense. You just think to like some degree, like, would you not involve McDaniels a little more like on the ball, just get Doncic moving? But I mean, we haven't really seen it, so I don't think that's something you can bank on. But I mean, Sam Van Gundy's screaming at them to do it, which would obviously help this prop quite a bit. So yeah, I'm all in on this Jaden McDaniels over 1.5 assists. The fact that he had 0 last game doesn't scare me at all. Give me the plus 160.
Yeah. Another thing I like too, just like looking at this team, there's not a lot of secondary playmaking. Like Anthony Edwards averaging 13.3 potential assists per game in the series. Conley's at 8.3. Then it's Anderson at 4.8, Cat at 4, McDaniels at 3.8. It's not like there's a ton of guys that are stepping up to get assists outside of those main two that, McDaniels has to compete with.
Yeah, like it can just shift a little bit towards anyone because it's really at this. Anthony Edwards is the one on the ball, like just a ton, right? So, I mean, you're not asking for a lot, 1.5.
Yeah,
for a guy who plays
as floor makes you live.
Yeah, just for a guy who plays as many minutes as he does. So, the second release is Jaden McDaniels over 1.5 assists plus 160 bet 365. We'll go to the third release here, and we're going to DraftKings for the third release. And the market we're looking for is a combo prop. So it's points and rebounds. And then that is the best price for sure. That's actually moved just a couple cents. So we're looking at Anthony Edwards here, points and rebounds. And we're going under 35.5 points and rebounds for Anthony Edwards, minus 105 DraftKings. So once again, that's Anthony Edwards under 35.5 points and rebounds, minus 105 at DraftKings. Adam, if you want to break this one down.
Yeah, and it kind of goes hand in hand with what we were just talking about when we referenced Ant and how much he's on the ball. He has the ball in his hands a lot, but he's getting a ton of assist opportunities in this series. 13.3 potential assists per game. Like I said, that's up considerably from even the previous round of the postseason and from what he's done in the regular season. He has a 33% assist percentage in this series compared to like 24% overall in the regular season. His usage rate in the regular season was up around 32%. In this series is at about 30. So you do see overall his rates are just up combined. But generally, when you see somebody's assists tick up, their usage is going to come down. Their field goal attempts are going to come down. And we have seen that to a little bit of a degree with Edwards here. He is getting a lot of rebound chances as well. Obviously, he's capable of just going out there and scoring a lot in any given game. He talked the other day about taking more shots. So it's not like it's a safe bet or it feels good taking the under on Edwards. But I do like getting the under on the non-assist stats for him based on the way that he has played so far in the series.
Yeah, the one thing that really popped to me with Anthony Edwards last game is, so like he said, he's going to shoot more. He was extremely aggressive. He was on the ball a ton. His usage was through the roof, like you were talking about. And you think like he would have absolutely blitzed his points total. But if he doesn't hit that jump shot with 40 seconds left, he goes under. So like you just think of like how aggressive he was, and like he was hunting his shot literally the entire game. And like still that number was kind of at a point where like if he wasn't in that mindset for all the minutes he played, I mean, he just barely got over. And then that was, that was 20. It was like 26. If you had 26.5, you didn't need that jump shot. It was mostly 27.5. Now that, that points total is 1 point higher, which obviously adds to this combo prop too, with points and rebounds is obviously one higher too, because the point total is higher. And you're just like, I don't know, to me, I feel like they're loading up to stop his drives, and they can't really stop the drives of all his teammates. So like when he's super aggressive like that, it's actually just opening up for his teammates. And that's what you're talking about with his assists. Like you saw Conley get down the lane for a bunch of layups. Towns got downhill, he took some charges, but and Gobert was able to finish around the rim kind of thing. So I don't even think it's necessarily a knock on Anthony Edwards going under. I think it's more just, I think his teammates are capable of working off of his aggression and like how much he's being put on the ball. And like, they're able to kind of get those points, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and to your point also, game 3, which was the game originally that he made the comment that he was going to shoot more, 24 field goal attempts, so one less than last game, 26 points, had 9 rebounds. So, that's 2 games in a row where, like, yeah, he's getting his shots and he's scoring, but it's clearly very reasonable to expect still just like a mid-20 scoring game from him.
Yeah, that's what stood out for me. Like those are, like you said, he was adamant he's going to shoot more, and it's still just like, it's not like he had like 45 points or 40 points. It was still kind of under that number just a little bit, or very, very close to it. So we'll go quickly here. I'll run over the 3 releases. So it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 1.5 rebounds plus 160. Then it's Jaden McDaniels over 1.5 assists plus 160 as well. And then Anthony Edwards under 35.5 points and rebounds minus 105 DraftKings. I saw someone in the chat say they took down McDaniels assists at 365. If that's the case, there is, if they took it down 365, FanDuel was kind of hovering around plus 160 as well. I think they took it down as well. BetMGM has a plus 150. If they did take down 365, BetMGM's they're are a couple options there for McDaniels. You can go shop around. Obviously, the plus 160 is the best price, but you can wait for it to come back, or you can go to a different sports book. So once again, make sure to subscribe to the show. Give Adam a follow. Adam, tell everyone where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. Also, if you're into MLB DFS content, my YouTube channel is also ShipMyMoneyDFS.
Nice. So make sure you give Adam a follow. Make sure you like and subscribe to our show here. Once again, he's 34 and 23 on these releases. He's up 12.56 units. We have a chance for a pretty big night here because we got 2 plus 160s on the board here. Hopefully we get a sweep 3-0. That would really jump the units up here with 2 plus 160s on the board. We will see everyone next week. I don't know it will be Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. because the NBA Finals doesn't start till June 6th. So I think we might just be to be determined. We'll tweet it out. Maybe we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Maybe we'll do a double show for the game 1 type thing. But we will see everyone next week, 10:30 a.m. Hopefully we get a sweep here from Adam. We just need to, hopefully the Timberwolves advance. So we can make Dell spell Nickeil Alexander-Walker more times on the show, and hopefully he keeps delivering some green check marks here for us so we can make that happen. We'll see everyone next week. Dell, play the song.